Those of you who have watched the Raiders and Chiefs in that dramatic overtime game won by Kansas City, we're at what was formerly known as Candlestick Park, 3Com Stadium in San Francisco, where there is no score. New England has dominated play early. Bill Parcells with a unique defensive alignment to confuse the 49ers. He's seen his team now for the third time on San Francisco's half of the field, but no score. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Stubblefield creeping into the neutral zone for San Francisco. Free play for Bledsoe, trying to hit the tight end. Ben Coates, but broken up by Merlin Hanks. Merlin Hanks, who went to the Pro Bowl along with Tim McDonald last year.
Offside. Defense number 94 in the neutral zone at the time of the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Third down.
This is the second time today, Dana Stubblefield, number 94, and I think the long counts are getting to him. Look at Stubblefield now. There's no way he can't get back. This is the second time in this game, and it's got to be the long counts. When you get into a rhythm as a quarterback, sometimes the defenses pick it up, but the way Coates is doing it, I mean, Bledsoe's doing it with Coates throwing the ball at him, is that they are really mixing up 1, 2, 3, whatever.
Third and a short 7. And that time Dennis Brown appeared to be offside. And not able to get set as Ken Norton came in hard on Drew Bledsoe, and Bledsoe's pass goes a-wobbling, and he's not getting up. Ken Norton shot through clean and applied a mean hit on the New England quarterback.
Ken Norton lines up like he's going to cover Ben Coates in man-to-man coverage. So what he does is he comes through here. The line does not think he's coming. He comes through untouched and really puts a good hard hit on Drew Bledsoe.
Bledsoe down heavily on that left shoulder as we take this timeout. Mac Bledsoe, the father of quarterback Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe holding his left shoulder as he left the field. Mac, a coach up there in Washington. Nate Singleton lets it roll and right to the 1-yard line. Almost as it come to Papa for the Patriots. A 39-yard punt. Steve Young and the Niners will start from their 1-yard line when we come back. 49ers start from the 1, and the first completion to Jerry Rice out to the 10, a gain of 9, 18th catch this year for the all-world player, the 49ers, Rice, who has never missed a game in his entire career, and that includes college and high school. And Bledsoe showing some pain as they worked on the left arm, left shoulder, and trying to go, and it doesn't look as if he feels that good about continuing.
No, that's not a good sign right there. Making faces as he's lobbing the ball.
To Derek Lovell, and the young man from Oregon able to squeeze out a first down to the 12-yard line. Scott Zolak, the backup quarterback for New England, and that's all they have with them in San Francisco. And who's your guess for the emergency quarterback, Phil?
Only one person, Super Dave Meggett. He can do it all, so I would think he would be the third quarterback if it got to that situation.
He's looking over there, Dick. He's got his head down and said, please don't get hurt.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Saw Mother Barbara Bledsoe. There's some 50-plus tickets from the Bledsoe clan coming down from Yakima, Washington.
The one thing about Drew Bledsoe, even though it's his left shoulder, as a quarterback, you go into a game and you're in there and you've got something that's hurt and you're afraid of it getting hit. That affects your decision making. So that could play into the scenario maybe why he won't come back.
6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. His younger brother Adam, who's quite a sensational quarterback up in Washington, did not make the trip. He has a sinus infection, advised by doctors not to be here. They say he's going to be as good, if not better, than Drew. Backfield, Lovell is crashing through is Chris Slade. Slade, the third-year man from Virginia, who led the team last year in sacks with 9. Rushing in from that corner and drops Lovell inside his 5.
All they're trying to do is run a sweep and get to the outside. The guards are pulling near there, but Chris Slade, number 53, breaks inside the block, holds on, and then gets help from Lewis. But this defense, you talked about at the beginning, they're going to have to do something different against the 49ers, Phil, has confused the 49ers totally.
It gives them more speed, and that seems to be a problem right now with the 49er offense.
Second down, 17. That's Brent Jones, the tight end, in motion. From his own end zone, Young throws underneath, and it's Ted Hobson The other tight end who makes the catch, and Popson, with his first reception of this season, gets the ball out across the 10 where it'll be 3rd and 8.
Well, Steve Young does a good job on this play. It's just a soft zone by the Patriots. He looks down the field first, but does a good thing of checking off, going to the short receiver underneath Ted Popson. Gets the 3rd down in position where he can make a throw for the 1st down.
3rd down and 8. Rice, Jones, and Lovell all to the right. Singleton to the left. And Jerry Rice in motion. He usually is the target when he's under. Young is sacked at the 5, and fortunate to hold on to the ball as Young has been sacked for the 2nd time. Vernon Lewis, the 5th defensive back from Pittsburgh, crashing through. So both quarterbacks sacked twice in this opening quarter.
Well, what happens here? Vernon Lewis is, you'll see him down here, the defensive back. Jerry Rice comes in. Up top, you have 97 coming in, getting good pressure.
3rd down and 7. Underneath to Wilmore, incomplete again. Eric Davis makes the defensive play for San Francisco. 3 and out for the Patriots.
Phil, they talk so much about San Francisco's offense. Now we got a chance to see their defense, and they are solid.
They're doing a good job in there. Eric Davis does a good job breaking with the pass. Gets his right hand in there in Wilmore's stomach. Watch this right here, and pulls the ball. Well, he's going to drop it anyway. Something that's really been plaguing the Patriots. Drop passes. We really saw 2 more in that series right there.
Pat O'Neill to punt. Nate Singleton back for San Francisco. Beautiful spiral. Fair catch, Singleton at the 35 of San Francisco. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Steve Young starts at the 35, the best field position for San Francisco in the game. Singleton in motion. Out of the backfield is Lovell. And he draws company at the 39-yard line. Plenty of it. And a flag goes down. A bit too zealous, the Patriots, in making the tackle. Dick Cantek and his crew discuss the call. Perhaps it was on one of the 49ers.
Personal foul on the offense, number 40. Continuing action foul. 15 yards from the dead ball spot. Repeat the down.
Boy,
1st down.
There is a rare call. William Floyd battling while being tackled. The Patriots did not want to go down. That's a whole pride thing. Milstead comes in to help him out, but the officials rule that Floyd should have relented. That's you don't see that call very often.
No, you don't, but Rod Milstead looked like he hit a guy a little late, too. That looked worse than the one that William Floyd did.
Wait a minute. When do you tell a player to stop? Wait, how can you tell?
Well,
they were told to stop. Not by their coaches. They're not told to stop.
Not when the defense is trying to manhandle it. So the pride costs the 49ers 15 yards. 1st and long. Young's first receiver recovered. Was coming well. He goes to Lovell. And he steps out of bounds. Back at the 41-yard line. But a good effort by Lovell. 17 yards.
Great effort by Young. I mean, Young was going to try to throw the ball down in the middle of the field. And Lovell comes out on the outside. He sees him wide open. Look at Young. He's looking down. He's not there. Pulls it down. Back out to Lovell. And then this is all personal effort right here. Lovell proving another point. I can run and keep on running.
Looked as if the ball might have even been tipped a little bit, but still fluttered out to Lovell, who's battled his way into the NFL after some many disappointing seasons, undrafted out of Oregon. Grew up here in San Francisco. 2nd and 4. Incomplete, and Jerry Rice won't drop many of those. Ricky Reynolds almost found the ball skipping into his mitts.
So far today, the Patriots are given a variety of looks and blitzes, and they have just not done a good job of picking them up, the 49er offense. Jerry Rice, something we didn't see in the last 2 days of practice, him dropping a pass.
And I'll tell you one thing, after talking to him, you know, Dick, he hates that. I mean, he really hates to drop a pass.
You bet he said to Young, get it to me this time. I'll make amends. 3rd and 4. Chased from behind and ridden out of bounds, and no flag. Willie McGinnis, 55, was the man who got him around the ankles. And Ty Law, the rookie from Michigan, made the hit right on the sidelines that the San Francisco fans thought was a foul.
Well, how would you like to be the New England Patriot defense? You get good pressure on the quarterback, you cover all the receivers, and then what happens? Steve Young breaks the pocket, gets outside, and gets a big gain. It's got to be so frustrating for a defense to let him get out of the pocket and do that.
Well, we talked to Reggie White yesterday, the defensive lineman, and he said, we are blocking up in the middle. We are going to make sure that he goes outside. That time they let Young go up in the middle, and I know Parcells is mad.
And off is Lovell, who does a nice bit of running, but a flag down as Lovell, nearly a 10-yard gain. Will it count?
I don't know if this is on Jesse Sapolo or not, number 61, but there is a holding right in the middle of the line. Excellent blocking by Floyd, the running back. It's a good play to the outside, but they do have holding, and they're going to bring the 49ers back 10.
Holding. Offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Jesse Sapolo.
Yep.
Jesse Sapolo, the Pro Bowl guard the last 2 years for the 49ers.
Oh, I mean, I saw the replay there. I can see it there. The last bit he pulls him down, but it looked like a good block, but he got that left hand. Watch his left hand. He makes a real good block, gets into Troy Barnett, and at the last second, you're going to see him start to fall, and he just holds on to him. And
he's still pushing my eyes.
First down and 20. Play action for Young on the run. Throws it away. It was intended for Jerry Rice. What's happening elsewhere in the NFL? Let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Dick, the Falcons and the Saints in overtime in New Orleans. Here's how it ended, or helped to end it. Jeff George, 37 yards to Eric Metcalf, who caught 11 for 155 today. That led to ex-Saint Morton Anderson's 21-yard field goal, and Atlanta wins at 27-24 in OT. Dick?
All right, thanks, Greg. Atlanta goes 2-1. A couple of overtime games today. Earlier, many of you saw the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Oakland Raiders in overtime on James Hasty's interception for a touchdown. Second and 20. William Floyd running before he caught the ball.
Dick Enberg, if someone would have told you after watching the 49ers in New England and the way they moved the ball last year, if someone would have told you with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the second quarter, there would be no score in this ball game, you got to tell them they're crazy. It's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what's happened. Because of the pressure so far the 49ers are getting from the New England defense, Steve Young is not looking down the field enough, because right there, Jerry Rice was wide open for a big game.
Rice to the right. Singleton left. Third and 20. The pump, and they're going long for Rice. And too long. Covering was Terry Ray. The safety came over to help out. Fourth down and 20.
These people boo every time you touch Rice. They just, I mean, the ball was thrown out of bounds. Jerry Rice had no chance of getting to the ball, and he gets a little bump near the end of it. Boo.
I know it's hard to believe, but every once in a while, the defense does cover him, so he's not open every single play.
But they think he should be.
Well, here comes Tommy Thompson, who had to punt only 3 times in the first 2 games, and he's already kicked the 3, and this is his 4th punt today in the half. 49ers don't have to get into punt formation very often. A wobbler towards Meggett, who races up to get it on the fly at the 25. And then a sea of red to swallow him at the 27. 33-yard punt. 8:24 left in the first half. Yeah, a couple of dogs doing their impersonation of the famed candlestick bird on the sidelines. The MetLife blimp, Snoopy 2, under the command of Captains Lee Bradbury and Matt Elkins. MetLife blimp typically cruising at a speed of 35 miles per hour, 1,200 feet. And what a beautiful day to fly. What's up? The delay to Martin, and he's across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Norton and McDonald on the stop. There's a MetLife blimp. What, it'd be fun to be up there and watch the game from that angle on a beautiful day like this.
Did you drive that one time, Paul?
I drove a blimp once, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Did you wreck it?
On the ground or in the air?
I had it in the air twice. I loved it. It's a great feeling. It's like walking across the city.
Second and 6. Bledsoe batted down by Alfred Williams. The former Cincinnati Bengal on the corner, playing that elephant position. Charles Haley and Dwayne Board, Fred Dean, all made famous here in San Francisco.
Alfred Williams, you talk about perfect timing. You're looking at the quarterback, and Alfred Williams is right here, right on the bottom of the screen. Watch this. Goes down, watch the quarterback, and then up in the air. Almost snags that ball out of the air. That was a nice play.
Something more defensive linemen should do on those three-step drops is get their hands up, because it's going to be a short pass.
3rd and 6. Bledsoe has missed on 8 straight passes. Over the middle to Ben Coates, his favorite target, and the tight end with a first down at the 40-yard line. You saw Bledsoe before New England took the field offensively, just trying to get his helmet on, and obviously it was painful for him to get his left arm up. They're going to X-ray now, we hear, at halftime.
That was a good job right there by the Patriots of picking up both blitzers coming to the strong side. Ben Coates single coverage. Drew Bledsoe spots him and hits him for the first down.
7 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first half. Scoreless. Pays for that vaulting effort as he gains maybe a half yard. Bryant Young, Tim McDonald, and company.
If you love defense, you've got to love this football game. You're seeing textbook defense on both sides of the ball. Watch Plummer and these guys move down the field. They get in a position, a football position, to make the play. Everybody wipes things out, and then McDonald and company come in. They have 3 guys on the ground taking out the blockers, and then 3 more guys making the play. That's beautiful.
Will Moore acquired from Calgary in the CFL to the left. Brisby to the right. Gash in front of Martin. Second and he gets about 4 yards, make it 3 to the 44. Helmet for one of the 49ers knocked away. Ken Norton. Fewest rushing yards allowed after 2 games. The 49ers giving up only 51 yards rushing to Atlanta and New Orleans in those 2 games, and no first downs rushing.
Well, it might be a little misleading because they've been ahead so far in games, but still inside. Young and Stubblefield can't move them inside. That's one of the reasons why it's hard to run on this defense.
New England having some success. It's 3rd and 5. Crowd trying to help out. Meggett in the backfield. Bledsoe hits Will Moore and a first down at the San Francisco 44. Moore's first catch today, 11 yards for this man from Texas Southern who had 14 catches to lead New England coming in.
You got single coverage on the outside. Bledsoe sees it, goes outside. Eric Davis one-on-one with Will Moore. A perfect throw, low and outside, using the sideline as your friend. Good move right there by Will Moore. Breaks straight back, and look, he's going back towards the quarterback. Gives him a good angle to throw the football.
5 times now New England in San Francisco territory in the half, and Martin trapped and dropped for a loss of a yard. Tim McDonald again, and McDonald at safety does get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, doesn't he?
He's been impressive the way once he diagnoses it's a run, gets up there, and not only that he sees it, gets there, he always makes the tackle. The first 2 games and a half, he's been outstanding.
How about a $650,000 bonus in 2 games?
Isn't that nice? 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns.
That was his deal. If he made 2 interceptions for touchdowns, he'd get a $650,000 bonus. Or if the team won 11 games, he said, I want to get that money in the bank early. Inside handoff. And again, just for nominal yardage as Norton and Plummer, the backers, make the stop.
I think one guy that I would keep in the ball game is Meggett. The reason for that is on that last play that Will Moore caught, Meggett went up the middle, the fake. Safety and a linebacker go with Meggett because they know how instrumental he is in this offense. And wherever Meggett goes, you know there's at least a linebacker, and you have to put a safety on him.
3rd down and 8. Defensive backs for San Francisco. Bledsoe guns it complete. Troy Brown with a first down all the way to the 17-yard line. Brown's first catch of this season. 25-yard play.
Good job by Drew Bledsoe, dropping back, seeing its zone coverage, and waiting for the receiver to run past the defenders, and he's wide open. And a good job right here of holding on to the football when the defender's coming behind you.
The other thing on that play, though, is we were talking about Megan before. When Megan comes out, he holds Ken Norton, 51, in a position where he can't get back and help.
3 minutes, 20 seconds, and ticking. First half, no score. Again, New England deep. And a give to Corey Kroom, his first carry of the season. Kroom from Ball State has been on the sidelines with a groin injury and given a chance to play for the first time today by Bill Parcells.
Did you see Drew Bledsoe hand the ball off that time? The ball went to the right. You'd usually use your left hand to hand it. That time he went to the right and stuck his right hand out there. Watch him right here. Hands it off with the opposite hand. That could be dangerous.
And you wonder, in terms of his future, if it's wise for him to continue if he's in that much pain. 11th play of this drive, 2nd and 8. Bledsoe to the end zone, open, touchdown, Ben Coates. A flag is down, however, at the line of scrimmage. Let's see if it counts.
It's against New England. Well, we know one thing, Dick. There's nothing wrong with his throwing arm. I mean, that was a perfect pass to Ben Coates. 2 people on Coates.
Holding. Offense. Number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
Oh, Todd Rucci ticketed and takes away 6 points.
The holding is right here on the right guard, Todd Rucci, and watch his left hand as he goes back. It gets outside the body of the defensive lineman. Watch it right there. There it is. Seam outside. Got a hold of the defensive lineman, Junior Bryant's left shoulder, his jersey.
Now, instead of the lead, Bledsoe has 2nd and 18 out at the 26. Goes long again, but no one there. Will Moore took the inside route, and either Bledsoe was throwing it away or thought that was to the sidelines.
Now, in a situation like that, it really is hard to tell because there were 2 guys covering Will Moore downfield. Now, in a situation, it looks like Bledsoe was planning for him to go to the corner, and Will Moore goes to the inside. Or
number 91, Alfred Williams, is right on his shoulder. I think that had a lot to do with he got rid of the football.
3rd and 18 at the 25. Batted down again. Alfred Williams, his 2nd knockdown.
the best pass defense in the world is knocking the ball down. And I'll tell you, all the guys in the defensive secondary take this guy to dinner.
He was an outstanding high school basketball player, and this is just another rejection by the 6'6" Williams.
Yeah, that's a good job, and I tell you what, I know Bledsoe's going to be disappointed there. Troy Brown was wide open down the middle of the field again.
43-yard attempt by Barr, and it is good. Barr, who missed earlier in the first quarter from 34, puts the first points on the board with 2:18 left, first half. A surprising score in San Francisco. The Patriots 3-0. The 49ers not held scoreless in the first half of any game last year, and in fact have the all-time record consecutive games scoring in the NFL. 276 games they have played over 17 years without being shut out. Kick by O'Neal comes down to Jamal Willis, and Willis dragged down by Terry Ray at the 23-yard line. Tonight, a kickoff night on NBC. Brotherly Love, minor adjustments, and Mad About You moves to Sunday night. A 1-hour edition this evening on the Peacock. So we hope you and the family will gather around and enjoy the Sunday night lineup.
Mad About You, that's me and you, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, I'm you.
You're mad, I'm you.
No, I'm you. You're mad. I'm going to play the girl this week.
Rice to the left. 2:08 left in this first half. Jones, the tight end, in motion. Young to the sidelines to Jerry Rice. And the tackle by Maurice Hurst at the 41, a first down. And the 2-minute warning with the New England Patriots in the lead, 3-0. Welcome back. 3-0 New England. You said that Bill Parcells would come up with some kind of wrinkle defensively. Fascinating what he's done today.
Yeah, it really is. And I think what's important is not only is New England having success with it, but also other teams might copy this. The 49ers might see this every week until they figure out a way to master it.
Young throws underhanded to Lovell, and he is ripped down at the 47, shy of a first down. Aaron Jones and Ricky Reynolds in on the stop. So Parcells starts with 2 down linemen, 2 linebackers playing at a defensive end position, totally rushing the quarterback, and then 5 defensive backs. And it has puzzled San Francisco thus far. On second down, Young again underneath. This time William Floyd spinning away, and a first down at the New England 43-yard line. 1:29 and a timeout called by San Francisco. They have 2 remaining. 3-0 New England. Patriots, who have played well defensively, although not enough to please Bill Parcells against Miami last week. It's been the offense the major concern. 1 touchdown in now almost 2.5 games for this young New England team, and a concern about the welfare of Drew Bledsoe, who will be X-rayed at halftime. Meanwhile, San Francisco trying to score before the break. Haven't been shut out since the Oilers 2 years ago. Young. Tackled at the 33-yard line. Terry Ray helping out Ty Law. Clock running 1:18.
Jerry Rice, I mean, they're going to give him this. They just don't want to get beat deep. And look at the room you give Jerry Rice. You give him that much room, and you know Steve Young's going to throw the ball to him.
Now the handoff to Lovell. Try to cross up the Patriots and do. As Lovell, it's down to the 27-yard line, and the second timeout spent by San Francisco. 1 minute left for the 49ers to dent that score. Steve Young, who has been phenomenal since taking over from Joe Montana. He's led the quarterbacks in the league in ranking, over 100 ranking plus each year for the last 4 years. The only quarterback ever to lead the league in passing rating more than 2 consecutive years, and he's been at the last 4. And he's off to a great start prior to today. 12 for 20 in the first half, 121 yards, 1 interception for Young. Underneath to Floyd. That's what New England's defense is given. And Floyd to the 21-yard line. 1 timeout left for San Francisco. They want to save that to get the field goal unit on if. Coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. So stay tuned. Young goes for the 60-yard. Jerry Rice, and Rice has another. Oh my! 21-yard touchdown. Rice's 135th reception for a touchdown, and his 143rd all-time record NFL touchdown. They finally got him isolated. Man coverage and drilled it from Young on the slant as O'Brien tries the extra point, and San Francisco in the final seconds of the first half finally has the lead 7-3. 77 yards in 7 plays. Young was 6 for 6 on the drive.
Watch on the touchdown play here. Brent Jones going up the field, pulls the safety Myron Guyton down the middle, creates a big space for Jerry Rice. Maurice Hurst can't close in to get in front of Jerry Rice. Right here, Maurice Hurst is hoping for inside help. Brent Jones clears it out for him. Jerry Rice, they say he can't run fast, but nobody can catch him.
The only problem is that Terry Ray, number 23, is a safety back there that should have been in a position. From this angle here, you may be able to see Terry Ray come into the picture. He is right there. If he gets into the middle of the field where he's supposed to be, he'd have been in a position to pick the ball off.
Well, George is showing some emotion there. That's the most I've seen out of him in a long time of watching games.
You're his favorite announcer, you know
That's
that?
right.
Well, he did look with a bit of suspicion upon the face of our colleague as we reported to his practice field, almost as if you were an emissary from the Bill Parcells.
He shouldn't feel that way about me. He beat me so many times. He should be like sympathetic toward me, but he didn't quite see it that way, but it's okay. I understand.
You're going to get sympathy from somebody.
Yeah.
With 35 seconds left in this half, Seafort's 49ers lead 7-3 as Young and Rice connect again on a touchdown. Bryan to kick it off to Meggett and Troy Brown. Meggett lets it go into the end zone and the touchback of the 20. For Jerry Rice, he now has caught 64 touchdown passes from Steve Young, and he's in the top 5 all-time catches from Joe Montana.
Excuse me just a second. They're going to let Scott Zolak take this last play, the kneel, and they got Drew Bledsoe out of the game. So Zolak is in the quarterback now.
Meanwhile, Young, Rice, touchdown, all-time duos, Marino and Clayton 79. Young and Rice now second place. Montana and Rice with 55 connections. Phenomenal. Scott Zolak in for Drew Bledsoe to take the final kneel down, and he's on his way to the X-ray machine. So the Patriot defense held this high-powered San Francisco offense through most of the half, but in the final minute, Young able to drive his team into the end zone, and who but Jerry Rice to get the score and the lead at 7-3. Jerry Rice, who says, I still drive myself during an off-season to be better for fear of failure. Oh, my. We'll be sending you to our NFL NBC studios in New York after these words from your favorite local station.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. When it's gotta be great and it's gotta be now, it's gotta be Domino's.
Welcome back, everyone. In our next segment, we'll have highlights of the early games and scores of the late games. But right now, let's talk about just a couple of the games, beginning with the Chiefs' overtime win against the Oakland Raiders today. James Hasty returned a Jeff Hostetler pass in overtime for the winning touchdown, and this was a hard-hitting game from the get-go, Mike.
This was a great football game. Everything was cracked up to be it turned out to be. It just came down to who made the most big plays. And eventually, at the end of the game, the Chiefs made a great play on defense. That's got to make Marty happy.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, it looked bad for them for a while there when Lynn Elliott missed a field goal that could have won it for them in regulation. They end up coming back to win it in overtime. And Steve Bono had trouble moving the ball in the first half, did bring the Chiefs back in the second half.
Well, he did, and that happens against man-to-man type defenses. You've got to be patient with it. And the thing that we talked about earlier with Steve is that he didn't make the big mistake, and that's going to keep you in the ballgame, and it did. And as much as Marty would have liked his offense to play better, he'll be very happy that his defense won the game.
Are the Rams surprising you? And the Rams are 3-0, the Chiefs are 3-0. State of Missouri is in great shape.
I don't think anyone expected the Rams to be in this position. I think maybe down the line the 49ers may have something to worry about. It's still a little bit too early to tell, but they're playing talk about efficient football, no turnovers. How can you beat that?
Yeah, what do you think of the job Rich Brooks is doing?
Well, you got to give Rich Brooks and his staff all the credit in the world. Great young defensive line. Todd Light's playing great. Chris Miller's playing great. The receivers doing a good job. Pretty sound football team right now.
Yeah, the Rams jumped to 3-0 with a 31-10 victory today over the Carolina Panthers. The Rams 3-0, the Chiefs 3-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with all the scores and highlights in just a moment.
When it's gotta be great and it's gotta be now, it's gotta be Domino's.
Welcome, everyone, as we run you through all the scores and highlights now. First of all, the game between New England and San Francisco. The Patriots are trailing the 49ers at halftime by a score of 7-3. Young to Rice for 21 yards on the post pattern, Mike, is the difference in this game.
Well, you know, you wonder how they can keep throwing the post pattern. I really mean that. You go back to the Super Bowl last year, they hit it for a couple touchdowns. It's the best route that Rice runs, yet they seem to take the free safety out of the middle. He gets the post pattern. You're not going to shut those guys out. I mean, that's just a pipe dream. But I tell you right now, the Patriots played them awfully tough so far for one half.
They have indeed. 7-3 is the score. Meanwhile, in Denver, the Redskins are playing the Broncos tough. At halftime, it's a 24-14 lead for Denver. In Tampa, the Bucks and the Bears have gone to the break. The Bears lead at 9-3. In Seattle, the Seahawks are 17-7 leaders over Cincinnati at the break. And in the Meadowlands, the New York Jets lead the Jaguars by a score of 13-3. Now, earlier today, overtime battle in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, won by the Chiefs 23-17. Congratulations to Marcus Allen, the 5th player in NFL history to go over 15,000 all-purpose. He wasn't, just a little bit exhausted. Not a happy day for Raider owner Al Davis. The final score 23-17. And Joe, what was the difference in this game?
I think the big thing is when you play an emotional, physical, tough football game like this was, the thing comes down to turnovers and mistakes and who can capitalize. Kansas City was lucky. They missed a field goal in regulation. They come down, Marcus fumbles in overtime, but the Raiders don't capitalize. When it comes down to Haas, he makes a big mistake, throwing an interception, run back for a touchdown. That's the game.
All right, Joe, the Chiefs start 3-0. The Raiders are 2-1. In Green Bay, the Packers knock off the New York Giants today, 14-6. Dan Reeves' team comes in 0-2. Packers on their first drive went 59 yards, and this is the capper. Brett Favre, 11 yards to ex-Giant Mark Ingram, 7-0 Green Bay. That was the score in the second quarter when Favre went to work again. Watch Robert Brooks with the juggling catch right at the end of the end zone, 19 yards, his 3rd TD of the season. He's the one who took over for Sterling Sharp. The Giants start 0-3. They lose to Green Bay 14-6. In Philadelphia, the Chargers beat the Eagles today, 27-21. Randall Cunningham on the hot seat in Philly, but you can't blame him for this. Willie Clark with the hit on Calvin Williams. Junior Seau picks it up and returns 29 yards. This is Junior's first ever touchdown in the National Football League. Chargers led at halftime 17-14. Randall knocked out as the Eagles fall to 1-2. The Chargers 2-1. San Diego hosts the Denver Broncos next week. At Carolina, the Rams move to 3-0 with a 31-10 win over the Carolina Panthers. Frank Reich benched in the second quarter in the Panthers' first ever home game. Rams quarterback Chris Miller to Jesse Hester. And Hester, 23 yards and a touchdown. His consecutive game streak with at least one reception now at 81. Reich's replacement, Jack Trudeau, finds Willie Green here, but watch him. He gets hit by Shane Conlon. Cornerback Anthony Parker returns the fumble, 27 yards for the touchdown. The Rams won it 31-10. They forced 7 turnovers. They have not given one up all season long. In Houston, the Oilers put up a fight against the Cleveland Browns, but fell. The final was 14-7 there. Starting quarterback Chris Chandler sidelined today with bruised shoulders for Houston. Today's starter Will Fuhrer intercepted 4 times, but this is his first ever NFL touchdown pass. Haywood Jeffries. The Browns win it 14-7. They will host the 3-0 Chiefs next week. In Buffalo, the Bills held off Indianapolis 20-14 the final score. The Bills are 2-1 on the year. At the Silverdome in Pontiac, the Lions fell to Arizona 20-17 the final score there. Buddy Ryan's Cardinals looking for their first win of the year. Barry Sanders takes the handoff with Detroit leading 10-6. Great cut. Back to the near side, and there he goes, 47 yards for the touchdown, his first of the season. And the Lions were up 17-6, but then things turned around for both Sanders and Detroit. He fumbled for the first time in 803 carries, and Eric Lynch recovers for Arizona. This is 4th and 10 now. David Craig to Anthony Edwards, 25 yards. They tack on a 2-point conversion. Win it 20-17. Sanders fumbled again. The Cards win it by 3, and Arizona's 1-2. The Lions are 0-3. In New Orleans, the Saints in overtime fall. A field goal by ex-New Orleans field goal kicker Morton Anderson gives it the Atlanta Falcons the 27-24 win. We'll send you back to the games you are watching, San Francisco and the Meadowlands, for the second half, right after these words from your local station.
And we welcome you back. We're ready for the second half. San Francisco scoring in the final half minute of the first half to lead 7-3. Bill Parcells gave us his take on the Niners. He said they're so good they get ahead, you can never catch them. But if you can be close going into the second half, you got a chance.
I think the most important thing is we said at the beginning of this game, the last 7 games, New England has not given up a touchdown in the second half. They wanted it close. They've got it close.
Yeah, but they got to be a little disappointed going into the halftime. They had so many opportunities. A touchdown pass called back, but missing a 4th down and a couple inches, and I would think they would be disappointed because of all those opportunities blown.
All right, let's take a look now at the Coors halftime stats, the Coors Light statistics, and total yards fairly even. San Francisco 16 more yards, although New England almost 2-1 in possession time. San Francisco will get it first to open the second half. O'Neal down to Jamal Willis. And young Willis from Brigham Young University breaks it to the 30-yard line before tackled by Bobby Abrams. 28-yard return. San Francisco 49ers total yards by game against New Orleans 436. Atlanta 489. and a half today, 159, and that was after only about 5 yards in the first quarter. Steve Young takes him into the huddle as Jerry Rice is touchdown maker to the left, and Nate Singleton to the right, the tight end Brent Jones to the left. Lovell and Floyd split backs. Lavelle chase from behind, gets back to the line of scrimmage at 30. For an update on Drew Bledsoe's condition, let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Dick. Drew Bledsoe went in at halftime. He's still having trouble lifting his arm up over his elbow. He says he's in a tremendous amount of pain, but he's going to be able to play and continue to play in the second half. They've told him he did not need x-rays and that there is no further damage that can be done by playing. Dick?
All right, thank you, Jim. You know the feeling, Phil Simms.
I think that's called suck it up. You got to go.
How do they know that he's not in any more pain? He can't hurt it anymore.
2nd and 10. Young. So Jones, and Brent Jones with another big gainer and a first down out to the 49 before Terry Ray, the safety, can make the hit. 19 yards.
Brent Jones gets wide open on this play. William Floyd comes underneath. The linebackers jump on him. You'll see Steve Young wait, throws behind the linebackers for a big first down and big yardage. Really one of the few times all day you've seen a tight end get wide open in the middle and have time to hit him.
Pro Bowler the last 3 years, Brent Jones, how he has flourished in this offense from Santa Clara. First down, Young. Jerry Rice beats the first man, but not Maurice First, who drags him down, but not until about 14 more yards and a first down at the Patriots 37.
Well, you gotta have the feeling that the 49ers are finally getting in rhythm with this New England Patriots defense, scoring right before half, and you see Jerry Rice driving off the corner, Maurice Hurst, and Myron Guyton, the safety, is not over in time to help out.
See Myron Guyton? Where'd he go? Myron Guyton thought he had it zeroed in, and he was gone.
You don't get many clean hits on Jerry Rice. Catches now for Rice, the handoff to Lavelle. He draws half the New England defense down to the 35-yard line. William McGinnis spearheaded the charge, along with Marty Moore. Moore playing for the injured Ted Johnson. Johnson out with a knee. Will be lost for approximately 6 weeks.
You know, watching Brent Jones the last couple of days of practice, Dick, he runs down through that middle, his big old long legs, limbering, moving all over the place. You really don't know where he's going, but he's got tremendous hands.
2nd down and 9. Patriots show blitz. And the checkoff goes to Singleton and complete at the 29-yard line. 3 yards shy of a first down. Ty Law on the coverage.
A good job by the 49ers of seeing the blitz. Look at both safeties, Myron Guyton and Terry Ray, coming running up the line of scrimmage. Steve Young hesitates just for a second, gets the audible, throws the quick out to Nate Singleton. The 49ers do not adjust routes as they see blitzes. It's up to the quarterback to see it, change the play, or get rid of the football quickly.
Nice when you have a long count, it works. Catches the defense, they move too soon.
Good spot to the 28-yard line, 3rd and short. Young. Scrambles, can't get loose, as dragging him down was Strerick Collins, number 92. Got a big mid on him, and Young couldn't kick free.
Well, this is the one thing that the defensive lineman Reggie White told us that they want to do is to make sure if Young is going to run out of the pocket, he likes to run straight up the field. Arnold's is blocking for him here. Young sees no one open, so he moves. Now, Barry Collins is the man that makes the play, but if he looked at him on that play, he jams it towards the middle.
4th down, a long yard for George Seifert. He's not going to try the field goal, and Young goes for the first down, and it's wide open to Jones, the tight end. First down at the 21. Vernon Lewis on the coverage.
I love Steve Young on this play. Phil, when you take a look at it, as he reads the blitz, he sees them all coming up. Here they are. And when he reads it, again, another long count. What's he do? He sprints out. He gets away from it. When he gets away from it, here comes Brent Jones. Goes back to the outside. Bam. First down. That's easy. That's like stealing.
It is. The 49ers are waiting on the blitz. They got him rolling out. They know they're going to get man coverage. And on 3rd and 4th down and short yardage, they'd love to throw those quick outs to the slot receivers.
Well, this drive to start the second half, much like the one that ended the first half with the San Francisco touchdown. Young, second choice is right there. Floyd, the fullback. who struggles to the 16-yard line. A game of 5. Barty Moore, the tackler. Now, we showed you earlier New England's frustration in that red zone with so many opportunities to score, but inside the 20 for San Francisco. Look at their percentage the last few years. And they don't come away empty this year. They're only 4 of 10. New England would be happy with that.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually,
today they would.
They're 5 for 11 counting today. 11 straight completions for Steve Young. Into the end zone. All alone is Jerry Rice. How can he be left that much alone?
12. You said 11, didn't you? 12 in a row. Jerry Rice, I mean, that's scary, Phil.
I'll tell you what it is. It's like the dream coming over again. Watch the safety right here. Jerry, he's going to get pulled up. Jerry Rice is coming across the middle. Single coverage again. Maurice Hurst is expecting help on the inside. Nobody's there. Just like the touchdown right before half. Identical play, same results.
Jerry Rice, who told us that, and he didn't say it in any braggartly way, that he wants all the records. Most yards catching, most touchdowns, most catches. And if he stays healthy, who could question 1,000 catches in his career? Doug Bryan adds the extra point. It's 14-3. So 2 long drives, one to end the first half and now to open the second half. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Kickoff, it's short to Troy Brown, and Brown gets a crease at the 30. He's at the 40, and finally the kicker Bryan helps to get him out of bounds at midfield. So good field position on a 40-yard return by Troy Brown. Timeout. How could Jerry Rice be so wide open, Phil Simms?
Well, here's how it happens. Here's Jerry Rice at the top. You're going to see him come behind the defense and catch the pass. Look at Brent Jones right there, here in the middle, and both safeties come after Brent Jones, leaves a big void behind.
Back to the live action, and Drew Bledsoe down the sidelines, incomplete to Vincent Brisby as New England tries to strike right back. Kick return by Troy Brown, setting up Bledsoe at midfield.
Amazing part about that play, you throw 2 or 3 passes to Brent Jones, and then he does not demand 3 safeties to cover him. I mean, to me, it's impossible. That's a blown coverage.
Al, that statistic of 7 consecutive regular season games without allowing a touchdown in the second half, chewed up in a hurry by the 49ers on their first possession today. New England otherwise have been perfect for 7 straight games. Draw play, and it's to Dave Meggett. They're trying to use Meggett more and more. Some feel that in New England that his services not exploited fully in the first couple of games. He's carried 2 times for 12 yards today and 1 reception for 7 yards.
But the one thing we've seen with Dave Meggett is the influence he has on the defenses and how he does open up holes for other receivers.
3rd and 6. First down. Boy, what an arm this young man from Washington State possesses. Drew Bledsoe.
Well, Drew Bledsoe does a good job here seeing, as you go see Troy Brown come across and go up. Look where the defender is covering him, how far he is off. Bledsoe reads this, shortens his drop, and fires it in there before the defender can even come up to make the tackle.
Quick trigger, Drew Bledsoe. First down, 36-yard line. Frisbee in motion, and it's Martin, the ball carrier. Short yardage again, and the 49er defense up the middle. Tough against the run. Bryant Young and Dana Stubblefield, and Young's only 23 in his second year, and Stubblefield 24 in his 3rd year.
Big possession here for the Patriots. I think we don't want to say must this early, but they need to get a touchdown to change the momentum, give that defense a rest, because I think their defense is finally starting to get a little tired chasing Steve Young and Jerry Rice around.
Well, I think too, they got to throw some short stuff to keep that offense off the field, because the 49ers are now rolling.
Bledsoe has a man, but incomplete to Brisby, as Ricky Jackson did not come off the line firing at the quarterback, drifted back into that short zone, so Bledsoe had to throw it over him and still try to squeeze it into Brisby. There just wasn't a lane.
What was good pickup again, a blitz by the 49er defense. Pete Carroll They said he's going to be more aggressive. He's doing that, but Drew Bledsoe really had the receiver wide open. Just let it get away from him a little, and the wind might have taken it.
Carroll, who was defensive coordinator with the Jets, and of course then head coach, and saw this New England team a couple of times each of the last couple of seasons under Bledsoe. 3rd and 7. The throw is complete, and Troy Brown almost kicked free from the tackle and had more room. It's going to be good enough for a first down at the 25. Tyrone Drakeford, the 5th defensive back, made the tackle.
Yeah, Tyrone Drakeford almost lets this ball go into the end zone. Watch this. Here's the play. Drakeford's right there, and the slip. And what happens is that Moore goes down, and when Brown goes down, and Brown, if he could have kept his feet, he would have had a touchdown.
Impressive answer to the San Francisco drive by New England. Charging in from the corner was number 23 Marquez Pope, the cornerback, and again Pete Carroll using the cornerbacks on blitzes.
You know, Marquez Pope did play safety, so he is a good tackler. You'll see him right here, and watch when the receiver comes in motion. What it does is bring Marquez Pope up close to the line of scrimmage. He reads the formation, goes ahead and blitz. Nobody there to block. He makes the tackle.
2nd and 10. 14-3 San Francisco. 7 minutes left in the 3rd. Bledsoe, plenty of time. And incomplete, intercepted. Merton Hanks at the 1-yard line. Took it away from Brisby.
Well, on this play here, Drew Bledsoe, he sees Brisby open for that second, but he does not read Merton Hanks. And when he throws the ball, Hanks is there. Here it is. He sees Pope letting Brisby go. This is where he sees him now. When he throws the ball, here comes 36. Merton Hanks, and a beautiful interception. It's another reason why he's all-pro.
Merton Hanks, who led the Niners last year with 7 interceptions. A very difficult steal to get his first pick of 1995. Steve Young out of his own end zone. Oh, the hit made and almost a safety as Brent Jones stopped forward progress at the 2-yard line as Ricky Reynolds read the play well.
Look at Merton Hanks right here. Go up right in front of the receiver and get in his hands and snatch the ball down. You got to remember, Merton Hanks was a really good corner in this league, and Deion Sanders comes to the team last year, moves in the safety. He turned into a great safety.
After being shaken up for a while, Merton came out of there with plenty of joy, didn't he?
You know, a good interception will do that.
That's right. That's right. 2nd down and 8. Floyd hit right at the line of scrimmage. Barry Collins again makes the play with support from Tim Robertson. Collins, acquired from Green Bay at the start of this season, played nearby University of California. It was a free agent pick by the Raiders, playing very well in the Bay today.
This is what you call, what Parcells called clearing the decks. Watch Barry Collins, and when they cleared the deck, he let these guys know, you better start playing some football, and these guys are stepping up. Defensively, they are doing a sound job. I mean, there's only so long you can hold Steve Young and the 49ers down.
Pass situation, it goes this deep, and Young has completed 13 in a row. This is Nate Singleton, finally out of bounds at the 25. First down.
I'll just keep adding on for you, Dick, as you go. You know, 13, 14, 15, 16. It just goes up and up and up.
Watch Nate Singleton up top here. All he does is go up and flies across the formation. Steve Young, when he drops back, sees it's man-to-man coverage. Nate does a good job of selling that. It's a quick throw. And then, like all 49 receivers, he knows what to do with it once he catches it.
Yeah, they all do run well after the catch. 14 out of 14 last 3 drives. Impeccable numbers for Steve Young. William Floyd, much happier now than he was at Florida State for Bobby Bowden, who took a great running back out of the Florida high schools and made him a great blocking back. He had a big smile whenever he mentioned the word run when we talked with him the other day.
Well, you know the thing about Floyd, though, that to me is important. He had to prove himself at the combine. He went up there and he said, you know, people knew I could block. I mean, where are you going to get drafted as a blocker? And he said, I went up there, I showed him that I can run, I can catch the football, which he really didn't do at Florida State.
242 pounds. 2nd and 7. Young. chased by Willie McGinnis. Ricky Reynolds coming up from the secondary. Young, such a fine runner. Bart Oates, his center, your former center with the Giants, who played 3 years with Young at Brigham Young, said that when he was the freshman quarterback running the scout team, he would run whenever we played somebody that had the option. Young would come in. We couldn't tackle him. Couldn't tackle the guy.
Also, what was kind of funny, he talked about how Steve couldn't even throw the football as a quarterback at BYU. They used to laugh at him. He'd throw the 5-yard outs. It was like a rainbow getting out there, but
infield fly rolls.
That's right.
Yeah, he did develop, didn't he? 3rd and 1. Maneuvering in motion. Play action, looking for Rice deep. No, the other man's open. Lover. Derek Lavelle, and it's incomplete. He bobbled it as he was going to the ground. Oh, he was wide open. From our other angle, we'll take another look. He has it there, juggling. No. Not even close. His body had shielded from our angle, and Lavelle denied. That stops the Young bullseye streak at 14.
Well, I tell you what, Maurice Hurst bit on the out, and when he turned it up, there was nobody there. If he catches that ball in stride, it's an easy touchdown.
Hurst, regarded as their best cornerback, 7 interceptions last year, has had a rough start to this new season. Good catch by Thompson. Hangs one up for Meggett. Fair catch for Meggett at the 30-yard line. Timeout. 3:54 left in the 3rd quarter. Bill Parcells, you know, he's romped and roamed and raved on the sidelines, but this is a younger team, not like the one he coached with the Giants.
Try and think with me now. I'm trying to.
I understand. No, I understand.
Oh, those left guard and left tackle standing around the backfield. See, on that last sub, you know you got 3 coverage on pre-snap. All you do is come out, look off that safety and hit Z, and you got 10 yards.
What was the play?
What was the play? You just came off the field, you dummy.
Oh, what can I say?
What's the play? You just threw the play.
He must have just got hit.
Yeah, you were going to get hit by Parcells.
But there was more to that whole scene. Let's go back to that scene. It's always interesting what your teammates are doing when you're getting chewed out.
Look at this. Here he's getting chewed out. Look at this. Look at is he not trying to hear? Well, that's not me he's talking to. He's talking to you, Phil.
Players love to see be part of those conversations, those chewing outs, as long as it's not them. He wanted to hear everything.
Was it Terry Kennard?
Terry Kennard.
Yeah, he got it all.
Unfortunately, it was a common thing between me and Bill.
Dick, what was the play?
2nd down and a short 7, and Bledsoe fires to the sideline. Is complete. That'll be good for the 1st down. Will Moore making the catch, and Eric Davis with help with the tackle after a 10-yard gain. You have noticed him being more relaxed, but that may just be the difference between you were such an experienced veteran team with the Giants, and this is some young Colts on this New England play.
Well, it's a whole different mentality with this team. With the Giants, they had a lot of people that were emotional and would like to get out there and fight. In New England, they just like to go out and play, most of these players. They're not quite as emotional, so he can't react to that because of that situation.
Curtis Martin, a tough 2-yard gain. Dennis Brown, the tackler. But there was a feeling, many of us in the media and fans, that you and Bill didn't like each other because you argued so often.
Well, probably a lot of times we didn't. But no, it was just the way we communicated with each other. I think it was what I liked about it. It was open. You always knew where you stood with the coach, and you didn't have to guess, does he like me or doesn't he like me? He told you.
2nd down and 8. Oh, Bledsoe hit again by Lee Woodall, fumbles. And now let's see who's got it. 49ers think they do. Bryant Young down to the bottom of the pile. Woodall forces the fumble. And San Francisco, Dennis Brown recovers.
Woodall comes from the backside, and look at that. Sam Gash is going inside to make a block on Plummer, and nobody touches the linebacker. And this is unusual for Frisco to send 2 linebackers on the same side.
That's right. It's a new look. It's almost like the bear look. Both linebackers, and they couldn't pick it up.
And Bledsoe, with a sore left arm anyway, couldn't hold on to the ball with that injured side.
On the the blitz right there. Watch what happens. Max Lane doubles down right here. Lee Woodall comes along with the other linebacker. Sam Gash can only pick up one. Watch Gary Plummer come inside. Sam Gash gets him, leaves Lee Woodall free to deliver the blow to Drew Bledsoe, and those kind hurt.
Just what you don't want when you're already wounded. Ray Perkins, the offensive coordinator, and Bledsoe talk it over as San Francisco with the lead. Takes over at the 41, Derek Rover. And he is to the 32, almost 10 yards, maybe more. Guyton and Ray, the safeties, make the tackle, and that defense for New England may be a bit disheartened at this point. 2 possessions for their offense, New England's offense. One ends on an interception at the San Francisco 1, and now Bledsoe blindsided the fumble at the New England 42.
A lot of teams after a turnover come back, throw the ball in the end zone. This team just runs the ball for 10 yards.
Jerry Rice with 6 catches to the left. Out of the backfield to Floyd. And he's dragged down by Vernon Lewis. By the way, just to duck this in, Paul, Rice with 87 yards today needs 13 more to have another name erased from the NFL record book. Don Maynard had 50 100-yard games with the Jets, and Rice now has 50, and he's 13 yards away from making it 51 and owning that record as well.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he gets it.
Boy, your turn.
Good job in there. Thanks.
Inside handoff to Lavelle. Breaks the tackle. One man to beat Guyton. He gets him out of bounds inside the 5. 26 yards for Derek Lavelle.
Not only did the offensive line block so well, but watch Brent Jones. Hold it. When you see this, Brent Jones, when you see the block this man makes downfield. Here he comes. Look at this. Bam! That is beautiful. But the line blocking was sensational. And Lavelle picks up inside the 10 or at the 3-yard line.
An inside trap by the 49ers. They love to do it. And they caught him with good angles and just good running too, and a good block downfield by Brent Jones.
First and goal from the 3. Rice was covered. That was the initial target. He throws it away. Jerry Rice into the flat, and Brent Jones was the other man waving for attention, but Young just dumps it off. It'll be second and goal from the 3.
That was the same play we saw him run on 4th and a couple inches, except this time they used Jerry Rice instead of Brent Jones to break out. And really, I thought he had Jerry Rice, but he didn't want to take a chance down the goal line of throwing an interception.
Inside the red zone where the defense is jammed into a shorter space. 67 touchdowns, 5 picks.
That's just not fair.
Lavelle, who's been the workhorse, to the goal line, but not quite in. It'll be third down from about the foot line. Final seconds in the third quarter. Drew Bledsoe sacked 3 times today, and 2 very painfully from the blind side. San Francisco has been able to figure out the New England defense, lead 14-3, and threaten for more. To the fourth quarter, with San Francisco inches away from adding to that 14-3 lead. Third and goal. Brent Jones and the second tight end, Ted Popson in. Rice in the slot. Young, does he get him in? Yes, but a flag is down as well. Linesman on the far side throwing the flag.
Well, he also put his hand up for the touchdown. If he puts his hand up for the touchdown, you know it's against the defense.
That's the case. 20-3. So after being stymied the entire first quarter when San Francisco's offense produced only 5 yards, they have 305 yards since, and the last 3 drives have all been for touchdowns.
Offside. Defense. Penalty decline. Touchdown.
Forced fumble hitting Bledsoe at the 42, the recovery, and that leads to the third score.
Steve Young tucking away. New England, they had 4 guys offside. They were lined up in the backfield. Steve Young.
Bryant's try for point. And And the 49ers move ahead 21-3. When it's working, the 49er offense is smooth and slick and in full sail as the activity out on the bay today. 21-3.
Some of my old films, that was me.
Yeah. You didn't even need the board when you were hung in the back of the boat.
That board would be screaming if you were standing on it, Paul.
The man is... Listen, Jack.
What, Jack? Hey, he's trying to hit me up here. I got to be careful.
2 seconds into the fourth quarter. San Francisco 21-3. And this then becomes an all-important possession for New England. Bryan hits it short. Meggett, 30, 40, and Dave Meggett to the 42-yard line on the return. Well, next Saturday we'll join our NBC golf crew, Johnny Miller et al. The Ryder Cup, one of the great events in sport, begins at 8 a.m. Saturday morning, and that's 5 a.m. live here on the West Coast. And then Notre Dame football. They'll bring you up to date at halftime, as you gentlemen will be in South Bend.
Yes. What do you mean? You're not going to be with us?
No, and then I will in spirit. And you're going to enjoy. You're going to enjoy your experience. Unbeaten Longhorns against the Irish, and then at 4 o'clock after the Notre Dame game, we'll complete our coverage, and then again on Sunday, the Ryder Cup, U.S. versus Europe. Meggett breaks the tackle. And across the 50 and close to a first down at the San Francisco 48 before Merton Hanks can make the tackle. And Hanks' interception down on the 1-yard line, and a spectacular catch, really the turning point of this game. New England with a chance to go in there, and would have been 14-10.
So many opportunities for this New England offense today. They're going to be even more upset with this game than last week, because they've had numerous chances to score and stay in this game.
Bledsoe underneath to Will Moore, and a first down as he skids there at deep shortstop at the 38-yard line.
I think Parcells is going to be a little bit disappointed with his offense, but I tell you one thing, he won't be disappointed with that defense. The defense is done almost everything he has asked them to do today. Put a brand new defense in, and it worked. They got the ball for the offense, and the offense couldn't do a thing with it.
Meanwhile, the offense sitting on 23 points in 3 games. Down the middle to Coates, who had a touchdown in this game, but it was denied by an offensive holding call, and that's a first down inside the 25 as Lee Woodall makes the stop.
You see the end of that play, Pope comes in, takes a little shot. I mean, you got a guy standing up and running with the ball as big as Coates is. You're going to see number 23 come in at the end of this play and just take a nice little pop from the right of your screen. Here he comes. Here comes Pope. Bing. A little shot. Hello.
First down at the 23 for Bledsoe. Underneath to Meggett, and Meggett at the 15. Close to a first down. Ken Norton Jr. with a tackle.
Good decision right there by Drew Bledsoe. All they're doing now is putting Dave Meggett out of the weak side of the backfield and just running the route with him and the receiver behind. Throw it to the guy where the defense doesn't react to, and get some good short gains because of that.
And 4 plays have gone 9 yards, 10, 15, and 8-yard gains. Bledsoe to the end zone, incomplete. A very tough chance for Will Moore. He has made some spectacular catches in the first month of this NFL season, but that one too tough.
One thing I've noticed since Vincent Brisby dropped the ball, Drew Bledsoe hasn't even looked at it.
Well, there's a good point right there. Both receivers ran identical routes on each side of the field, and Drew Bledsoe picked the wide side, the hardest throw to hit.
Vincent Brisby, 1 catch, 9 yards.
And second down, tipped. And is it an interception? Yes. Merton Hanks has his second. And he's tackled at the 12-yard line. Tim McDonald appeared to tip it.
I think this ball hit the ground. It sure looked like it from up here that ball was on the ground, and Merton Hanks didn't get it.
Well, even after this play, though, I'm watching the guys. Jesse Sapolo, number 61. What a job he does. Here comes the ball, Phil.
Wow.
He screened by his own man, cut the top from that angle.
I think he got it, though, again. Merton Hanks showing those good hands.
Yep, he got both hands underneath the ball. San Francisco in control. First down play, and Steve Young, a juggling catch at the 15-yard line. Derek Lovell. Let's go back to, well, this play. This is the start of it. The play action, and then Lovell juggles and is brought down by Vernon Lewis. 2nd down and 7. Well, Drew Bledsoe, 25 touchdowns last year, passes. He's thrown 125 times this year, no touchdowns. Underneath again, this time Floyd. He has the first down yardage to the 24 before Moore and Hurst can collaborate for the tackle.
They'll maybe turn this game around and took New England out of the game. Watch Ben Coates come up here and hook it up, and Tim McDonald drive up to cover him, and then Gary Plummer inside, double coverage. Again, Drew Bledsoe stays with Ben Coates too long, tries to force it. It actually hits off the head of Tim McDonald, and Merton Hanks makes a great catch.
I said Justice Apollo. I mistook him for Ken Norton because he would be on offense. Justice Apollo. Ken Norton, 51, makes a great block. Then he comes back upfield and gets another block.
Thanks to his hands, he's making catches like the best of wide receivers. Derek Lovell to the 29 and a gain of 5 on first down. Chris Slade, the tackle, along with Vernon Lewis.
So we're talking about all the things that the New England Patriots haven't done and what they did do. 7 games and then give a touchdown in the second half. Dick, they have 1 touchdown in the first 3 games, and that's on the ground.
That was that 1 yard by Martin, who was knocked back by Cleveland, and on second effort just did get it to the goal line. So that has to be a concern for the Patriots, who figured to be a high-scoring team this year. Second and 10. Lovell and Young just picking them apart. Those little short passes to backs, tight ends in front of the linebackers. Ricky Reynolds comes up to make the tackle. First down.
The 49ers are going to make you come up right now and be aggressive. If you drop back in that zone, Steve Young is not going to take a chance and throw it down the field. Keep throwing it to the backs who catch it and run for 8 and 10 yards every catch.
You know, Dick, the one thing that I love about this team, Phil, is when as soon as the guy catches the ball, it immediately turns upfield to pick up whatever yardage he can. If there's just a little crack there, they're going to take it.
Flags down as Vincent Brown shot through. Dropped the ball carrier for a loss. Now we'll check the penalty. Brown, who has led the Patriots in tackles the last 4 years.
Offside. Defense number 55 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Willie McGinnis lined up offside, so that denies the good work done by Vincent Brown. Well, George Seifert is now in his 7th year here as the headmaster in San Francisco, and he too, like Parcells, admits to change. He said, I tried to do too much, tried to coach all the positions when I first took over. Now I realize I have to relegate full authority. Floyd again, the short pass, gain of about 5, close to another first down. Brown and Reynolds made the tackle.
That's another example of what I was talking about. Here's Floyd. He catches the ball, turns, bang. He picks up 3 more yards, and that's all these guys do. They don't try to dance around and fool around with the ball. They get upfield. They got business on their mind. When you look at this football team, the attitude of this football team, to me, is a little subdued. I mean, they sit there, they know what they're going to do. They just came from the Super Bowl. When you ask Steve Young, is there a little complacency about this team? And was there a little drop off? He said, absolutely not. In fact, we're better than we were a year ago.
It's 3-4 yards.
It's kind of hard to believe that they're better than last year's. The last 6 games of the season, even George Seifert said that was the best in all the years he has been here that he saw the 49er offense be. It was clicking, doing a lot of good things. And then, you know, the loss of Deion Sanders, he came here, and I think he gave this team something they'd never had, a little swagger, a real deep down self-confidence. And I believe that's carried over with these players. You see Jerry Rice, more outspoken. Steve Young saying what he believes, and I think it'll serve them well, and they learned something from Deion.
I think Jerry Rice put this team on track last week.
Young, complete, tried to one-handed, did Derek Lovell. So Young is 13 for 16 in the second half. Well, when you get a man like Rice, who really is a very soft in terms of being vocally apparent on a team, to take the kind of charge he did last week. And it was interesting. What I read into that was he really thought that Deion would come back. And when he didn't, it was almost a form of betrayal. So you don't want to be on this team? All right. And here it is, everybody else. And he said, I apologize for the profanity, but I did want to make my point. And it was quite clear. They said, you're gone, Deion. Too bad you're not going to be with us. Was the attitude Rice took.
It's a blitz.
Young eludes 2 tacklers, throws, looked as if Singleton trapped it. He did, and incomplete the call.
I think Steve Young is a little frustrated. You can see it in his face there. He probably could have run for the first down. I think that's what he knows when he throws the ball here. He throws it short. It's himself, and he's saying, why did I do that? All I had to do was run up the middle of the field. You think he's taking this personally?
Yeah. He says he's the 8th wonder of the world. A 33-year-old single Mormon. But apparently plans are for marriage within the year.
He said don't bring that up.
Oh, I meant to. Can I say that off camera? The kick by Tommy Thompson. A wobbler away from Meggett that's going to bounce into the end zone. And when we come back, New England down 21-3 will be at their 20-yard line. Bird's eye view of one of the great cities in the world, San Francisco, from the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2. Blimp contains over 70,000 cubic feet of helium, measures almost 50 yards in length, half a football field from nose to tail. Bledsoe trying to wiggle free, but the whistle had sounded in the grass and control of the defense. The 4th time Bledsoe's been sacked by the 49ers today. Dana Stubblefield celebrating the sack. He had been sacked only once in the first 2 games.
You got to really question right now why Drew Bledsoe's still in the game. We can see he's hurting, getting hit, and
tested his toughness. Again deflected, and was it intercepted by Woodall? Yes. Another pick by the 49ers, tipped by Ricky Jackson, and Lee Woodall with his first career interception. Woodall tipped by Ricky Jackson, and Lee Woodall with his first career interception.
Woodall steps up, sack, fumble, 49ers get the ball. Tip ball, interception. Ricky Jackson hits the ball up in the air. Woodall, nice hands. That's defense, team defense.
49er defense is like their offense. They all got good hands. Everything that goes up, they're catching. That's 3 tough interceptions we've seen the 49er defense make today.
For the second half, a disaster for the New England offense. Woodall forcing the fumble of Bledsoe on the blind side hit, then interception by Hanks, another interception by Woodall. Interception, fumble, interception, interception. The 4 possessions by New England in the second half. Young looking for guess who? No, it's to Jones, and he has a first down at the 8-yard line. Jerry Rice was running in the end zone, and he was tempted to go there, wasn't he?
Let me tell you, Dick, that's the exact play. They've ran twice for touchdowns, but this time the safety stayed back. You can see Steve Young, he wants to go in the end zone, but he finally relents, goes to Brent Jones for the big pickup, but he wanted the touchdown right there.
And Jerry Rice had single coverage, but little tempting, and that's where Young, he's not greedy, and one of the reasons why his numbers are so brilliant. Last year, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. This year, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He just doesn't make many mistakes. Rice to the right. Whoops, blown flag. So Young has to eat it, and Maurice Hurst makes the tackle. He took a pretty good sock, knocked his chin strap off.
He's trying to hand the ball off to Lavelle. Lavelle didn't run into the hole. It was a fake toss, and he turned around, and Lavelle wasn't even close to him, so he had to keep the ball and run with it.
Lee Woodall. He's a long shot to make it to the NFL out of Westchester College. The Golden Rams. Training side of the Philadelphia Eagles. Second and goal. Rice, and it's knocked away Hey, Brent Jones actually was crossing to left to right, and it was Derek Lovell out of the backfield crossing right to left, and Rice down in the corner of the end zone.
Steve Young laughing right there. He knew he had a touchdown, and Brent Jones gets in the way. Watch him right here. You see him looking left for the running back, Lovell. Oh, it's a perfect throw. Brent Jones almost catches it.
My turn.
What are you doing? Hey, Brent, get out of the way. Will you get out of the way? Now he'll go to Rice. It's time to go to Rice.
You sure?
Hey.
A minute's up.
Rice is to the right with Lovell way out to the right. New England offside. William Floyd, who looks a lot like Jerry Rice, takes the handoff and goes to the 5-yard line.
Well, he's just got 40 points off his jersey. He's a 40 and an 80.
Willie McGinnis again seemed to anticipate the snap prematurely.
Does he doesn't have his 13 yards
defense
yet,
in the neutral zone prior to the snap.
Jerry Rice
Penalize half the distance to the goal line. Replay the down. 3rd down.
In case you're joining us late, Jerry Rice, the phenomenal all-time touchdown maker in the National Football League, has 2 more today. And 21 and 16-yard catches from Steve Young. 3rd and goal. Rice and Jones to the left. Oh, Lovell. Walk it in. Walk it in home. Derek Lovell, his first touchdown receiving as a 49er.
I knew one of those guys with a 0 was going to get it.
Here, once Brent Jones, Jerry Rice go down inside, and actually what they're going to do is pick this linebacker, but they don't even have to because he never gets off. He sees Jerry Rice mesmerized by him, leaves Derek Lovell wide open for the touchdown.
Is the system that outstanding, Phil Simmons? Is it? I mean, it seems so unstoppable at times.
It's relentless. It just keeps coming. Even though they were stopped almost the whole first half, they just keep coming at you, and sooner or later these talented players in offense are going to make plays.
28-3, capitalizing on 4 consecutive mistakes by the New England Patriots in the second half. Young's 3rd touchdown throw. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. NFL on NBC. You won't see New England. It'll be their bye week, and probably a good time, although early in the season, Bill Parcells to get this offense back together.
He said regardless of how they played today, he was looking forward to the bye week to get the whole team back in sequence and get them headed to the second part of the season and be ready for it.
Kick by Bryan. Troy Brown to the 34-yard line. Good hard return work by Troy Brown. Well, tonight, NBC's Thursday comedy, Made Real Thursday, a real night of must-see TV, now to Sunday, and it's a 1-hour Emmy Award-winning comedy and one of the best-written shows in all of television.
It's a lot like my home. My wife and I are kind of like that.
Yeah, you look like that, huh?
Yeah. Well, my wife does. I need to wear a mask.
Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser. It
is a good show. Being in New York, living in the apartment. A lot of interesting things happen to this couple, so every time I've seen it, it's enjoyable to watch.
Bledsoe still in there. To Meggett threw it high and behind his running back, and those are the kind that'll get you put out for the season. I think Meggett was saying, I'll catch the next one, Drew. Good news for the Patriots is they've had a very tough hand dealt them to start this season. Cleveland, Miami, San Francisco. Now things will get more reasonable for New England. Only 3 teams from the playoffs are left on their schedule.
Yeah, they should win next week.
Well, they won't lose next week.
Yeah.
Troy Brown.
That's because they have a bye. You know, you asked one thing, Phil, about this San Francisco offense, Nick, about how good it is and why it is. It's Steve Young. I mean, it starts there because, and everybody's worried about you. You worry about Jerry Rice and Brent Jones and all these things. And if you take a look what this guy does, he finds the open people. He makes this thing work so easily.
Distributed the ball so well. 8 catches to wide receivers, 6 tight ends, 13 to running backs today. Bledsoe under pressure again. Guns it out of there, complete to Vincent Brisby in the first down at midfield. 12 yards on the play, and Bledsoe
got hit again. He got hammered. Alfred Williams, you're going to see him coming from Drew Bledsoe's left. Good spin move, hits him, and then, oh, really, that could be a penalty. You know, falling on top of the quarterback now is illegal, putting all your body weight on him.
Well, he could see the ball had been delivered. It wasn't like he had to body slam him. Flag down, and Bledsoe grabbed again.
Ricky Jackson, 57, is offside.
It's a good job of Ricky Jackson, though, knowing he's offside, didn't take the quarterback down, just held on to him.
So Jackson and Williams alternate normally at that elephant position, but now both are in the game.
Offside. Defense, number 57, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down, first down.
You know, even on a bad play, these guys are smart. Let me tell you, Ricky Jackson, you know, I'm serious. He's offside, but he doesn't stop. If he stops, and because the play goes if you're on offside on the defense, if he stops, then Drew Bledsoe can throw the ball away, but he didn't stop. He kept right on going.
They throws low and away. Tyrone Drakeford was right there, and Bledsoe not wanting to take a chance. Bledsoe's 15 for 32. 3 interceptions today and no touchdowns.
Have you ever had a start like this?
I had many of those.
I'm talking about the three games in a row like this, no touchdown passes and 5 interceptions, and not. I mean, they've had 2 field goals in the last 2 games.
Yeah, no, this is a tough situation, and it's been tough physically, but I tell you, mentally now he's got to live with this for 2 more weeks. But he still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. They've only scored 1 this whole season, so this offense. They can't wait for this bye week to get out of the way and get back to the next game.
And some of the passes he's thrown in this fourth quarter look as if he doesn't have his heart in the throw.
Well, how can he? I think now he's sitting there in the game thinking, wow, these 3 weeks, I can't believe this has happened to us. Today I had all these opportunities, never could capitalize on them. He's got to be really mentally down.
Randall Cunningham was the other quarterback without a touchdown pass starting today, but he has his first. Ben Coates, the tight end. Oh, look at him fight to the 35-yard line. 34. How many is it going to take? 4. 49ers to finally ride the big tight end out of bounds. And even the San Francisco fans give Coates a cheer.
Yeah, but why didn't they throw the flag for progressing? You know, they threw it on Lavelle earlier in the game. Why don't they just throw it on Coates? I'm only being facetious, folks, but I mean, you know, look at this guy. Ben Coates is just strong. I mean, extremely strong. Jumping on his back.
Did that last guy have a ticket? Drakeford came in there without a ticket. He threw him off like a drop of rain. First down. 4 catches for Coates. Long throw for Moore. And not a chance. Covered by Eric Davis.
You know, this drive here, even though it's not going to mean anything in the course of the outcome of the game, but it really would mean something for the Patriots and Drew Bledsoe to get down there to score a touchdown. And even if he could throw it in, that would be doubly good, because it really would help him psychologically going into the bye week.
I think he has to throw it in. I mean, if they just run it in for a touchdown, it's not going to mean anything to him. They've got to get Drew Bledsoe out of this funk. I mean, he is in it, man.
Well, and the other is Bill Parcells has to justify why he's keeping him in there, too. That would also help answer that question. Incomplete to the other tight end, John Burke.
Dick, I think you're right. That is the reason why he's probably still in there, and the fact that Bill doesn't believe in these kind of situations of substituting and just playing out the time. Keep working, try to get it down there, make something positive out of this game, and I'm sure that's the reason why he's getting Drew Bledsoe in the game.
He's already thinking about what he's going to say the next time he's together with his team, whether it's right after the game or on the plane or when they get back to Foxborough.
Vincent Brisby, that time I said he hasn't thrown the ball since he dropped it. He was down the sidelines wide open and never even looked at it.
3rd and 10. Wide open over the middle is Brisby. No, it's Troy Brown, and Brown finally tackled inside the 10-yard line. Well, Brown being used more and has a 26-yard gain. Well, here's another time into the red zone for New England.
Troy Brown gets wide open on this play. Watch Dave Meggett come out of here, right here, and hook it up. Leaves a big hole behind him for Drew Bledsoe to throw into. Watch the defense react to Dave Meggett. He's going to come up. There comes the defender. Opens up that hole. Drew Bledsoe sees it. Sticks it in there.
5th catch of the day for Troy Brown, and 73 yards and a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. But as we said earlier, against Miami in the fourth quarter last week, 4 times inside the 20, 4 times without a score. They've played much of this game on San Francisco's half of the field, haven't they?
The whole first half they did, and there are a lot of positives for New England today. Their defense really stepped it up, did a good job early, and they gave themselves many opportunities on offense to succeed. They just couldn't come through physically.
Yeah, they have positively needed work on his offense.
4 minutes plus remain. First and goal from the 8. Over the middle to Coates. And the 49ers close to another pick. In fact, the fans thought that Tyrone Drake for 22 had the interception, but he had just smothered it into the grass of the end zone.
I mean, this is what you call forcing one in, isn't it?
Well, every time we've gotten down this red zone, it's been Coates, and look, 2 defenders again. Tyrone Drakeford, McDonald, both around him. He still tries to stick it in there.
Second and goal. Batted back into his face by the 49er rush. It appeared to be Ken Norton, 51.
Well, Alfred Williams, number 91, Dick, was getting hugs from everybody else around the line of scrimmage. You know what? You said something to me. Well, we'll take a look at this replay first.
Watch the pressure again, up the middle, throwing lanes. Drew Bledsoe comes sidearm, and one of the reasons why the ball gets knocked down right there.
Alfred Williams again.
3 for him today.
Yep.
He's the Bill Russell of this 49er defense. Bledsoe to the goal line, but not in. Dedrick Dodge stops Vincent Brisby right at the final strike. So it'll be 4th and goal. So Bill Parcells will have to come down to the final shot at 4th and inches to see if he can get his second touchdown of the season.
Good job of recognizing the defense right here. Drew Bledsoe sticks it in between the defenders. Good job by Dedrick Dodge of stopping him just short of the goal line. And Paul, here we go. 4th down inside the 1. Do you throw or run it?
Run it.
Run it.
Gash and Martin behind Bledsoe. Fake to Martin. Incomplete. Gash and Coates both in the end zone. One man covered both. Tim McDonald.
I'll tell you, the coverage was absolutely spectacular. And if you take a look at Bledsoe when he sits back in his pocket, Phil, look at the blocking. I mean, there's nobody outside but 2 guys. Tim McDonald's covering everybody by himself, and there's no place to throw the ball. Ben Coates never turned around. He said he was held.
Well, Bill has seen this quite a bit so far this season, not having success on 4th down and getting in the end zone, so really no reaction there.
When you're a leader of the team and your team is down, you don't show your anger then. You try to show the composure to these young kids. It's when you're winning and not playing well, I suppose, that Bill Parcells will explode. You know he's got to be an inferno inside right now.
That's a good point.
Elvis Gerbach in for Steve Young, and that is a safety, I believe.
What Gerbach did, he dropped the ball, then he fell on the ball and realized he was still in the end zone, so he rolled out. They didn't tackle him in the end zone. He got the ball out.
No one touched him until he got into the field of play.
But watch him. He actually falls down in the end zone. There's the ball is on the ground. Gerbach is down on the ground with the ball, and he realizes, uh-oh, I'm in the end zone. Let me get this thing out of here. So he rolls back out. What a heads-up play.
Well, the 3rd-year man who played at Ann Arbor for the Wolverines of Michigan escapes the safety on his first snap as Steve Young's considerable work complete, and high grades again for Young.
Elvis ran the ball so well last time they let him run again there. So but Dick, you made a good point about Coach Parcells. He was his angriest or loudest or toughest when we were winning football games. That's when he thought he had to be hard on you. When you were losing, he would show you a little sympathy, try to make you feel better, because sometimes when you feel better, coach treats you that way, you can perform better and prepare better.
Kind of like our boss, Dick Ebersol,
yeah.
don't you think?
Yeah.
Some similarities.
From the 2-yard line, 3rd and 8. This is Willis, Jamal Willis. I like this young man, the free agent pick out of BYU, where he rushed for over 1,000 yards as a senior a year ago. And we're down to the 2-minute 2-minute warning. San Francisco 28-3. Welcome back to San Francisco. The Super Bowl champions, showing you that they are to be taken very seriously again this year. And for Drew Bledsoe, 140 passes, no touchdown. That's like a great hitter in an awful slump.
Yeah, it is. But the good thing is they have one more possession here. Maybe he keeps him in. He will get that first touchdown pass of the season.
No, he won't.
Yeah.
No, he won't. I mean, he's not playing with confidence. I mean, you said it before. You look at him, it looks like he's a little complacent. He just wants to get out of here because I think so, because before he gets killed, they hit him like 4 or 5 times today and almost put him in the hospital.
He's been playing in pain since that first blindside hit early in the game. Thompson's punt, another short wobble, and Meggett does a good job of handling that pop fly at the 39-yard line.
You know, Dick, you talk about Meggett, about all the things that he does, receiving the ball, running the ball, but on special teams, you notice he will not let that ball hit the ground. They have a legal man downfield with San Francisco, but they're going to refuse that. But that's the nice thing about him. When they punt, he doesn't let that ball roll around. He makes sure he makes the catch.
Let's see, Denver was winning the last we saw, and San Diego has won. They'd both be 2-1. Kansas City off to a 3-0 start against 2-1 Cleveland. Houston and Cincinnati, Jets and Atlanta. Part of our lineup on Sunday, 3:30. That will follow the singles match play of the Ryder Cup. The tournament keeps the cup, the treasured trophies in all the sport, from Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York. So you fans of golf and football, between Notre Dame on Saturday and the NFL on Sunday, we'll have a spectacular weekend for you on NBC next Saturday, Sunday. Bledsoe. Now that's a quarterback's arm to throw that pass.
And that left shoulder didn't get in the way of that throw, all the way across the field to the outside, and I mean, he put it on the line.
Yeah, but you know, you said this for a couple of days now. If Bledsoe look out, see Pope out there, he's going to attack him. That's the first time he really attacked this guy.
Yeah, that's something we thought they would do today. Marquez Pope has struggled this year, but New England never challenged him the whole day.
See the 49ers taking the final minutes of this game seriously. They still have most of their frontliners in there defensively. There's something to say about a team that comes out of a game. His coach a bit shaken up, but they don't allow a touchdown. I mean, those defensive players, those are victories for them, and makes next week's practice more enjoyable as San Francisco will prepare for the Detroit Lions, who are 0-3.
It's a pride thing now. It's a pride thing. You're not getting in that end zone.
Underneath to John Burke, the tight end, is a 3rd catch of this season, and that brings up 4th down. And 4. Check that 3rd and 4. Burke again to the 14 and pays the price as Eric Davis was waiting for him. Clock running, under 40 seconds remaining. This is just for morale.
Absolutely, and I would use my timeouts here if I was New England, because they want to score this touchdown. Don't let the clock chip away on you.
Into the end zone, deflected away, and there's Merton Hanks again. Bridsby, the intended receiver, and Bledsoe down again under a wicked pass rush. That time from Alfred Williams.
Drew Bledsoe trying to go to the end zone to get a score here, and look at Alfred Williams working on Max Lane, spins and hits Drew Bledsoe at the knees. He's lucky right there. He could have got hurt.
There's a guy you give the game ball to, Alfred Williams and Lee Woodall. I mean, these two guys, but he knocked down 3 passes.
Yep.
Hit the quarterback a couple of times.
2nd and 10 from the 14. Still shut out for the season, Bledsoe, and that one he had to throw away.
You know who was there? 91, Alfred Williams. Again.
MetLife blimp, co-piloted by Snoopy, dressed as the famous World War I flying ace. You can see him if you look closely. Today, rather than searching the skies for the Red Baron, Snoopy is enjoying NFL football. There he is, waving. Good job, gentlemen.
That's Snoopy? Boy.
No, his nose is not big enough. That's not Snoopy.
I wish I could.
There he is.
Hi, Snoopy.
This will be Bledsoe's 50th pass attempt today. Flag down. And only the official was in position to catch that one. Oliver Barnett may have jumped off. 14 seconds remain
He's gone.
He's at the 10. He's at the 15. He's at the 20.
Bronco on his way home.
Oh, that's illegal celebration, though. You can't do that.
Yeah, bring him back. Yeah, Mark. And taunting.
Oh, that's right. He's got it all going.
And points off for a bad mustache, too. So this guy's in trouble.
He's got that.
He's going to hide. No one will find him in there.
Paul, I can see he's on your workout program, too.
Well, we met at the gym last week. He's looking good.
Yeah. 3rd and 5. Looking for Coates. And throws it away. Dave Megan.
Just nobody open on that play. And again, Paul, pressure from the right side. Max Lane is really struggling with Alfred Williams here.
Well, in all defense of the offensive line, though, when you're down, what, 28-3,
yeah,
and they're just coming. They have no run responsibility whatsoever. They're just flying upfield.
Here we are again, gentlemen. They were stopped on the 1-foot line. The last possession, now 4th and 5 again. 21 for 50 is Bledsoe today. 3 interceptions. Incomplete. Not even close to Dave Megan. And you're right, Paul Maguire. They aren't going to score their 2nd touchdown of the season. 3 games. And the New England Patriots, who came into this season figuring to be one of the high-scoring outfits, score 17 to beat Cleveland 17-14, get 3 against Miami and 3 today against the 49ers.
I think the discouraging thing for Bill Parcells in this offensive football team, Phil, is the fact that they had all of those opportunities in the first half of this ball game. They were in the 49ers territory 4 times in a row and came away with 3 points. I mean, that's a disgrace.
And the kneel down by Gerbat. And the San Francisco 49ers out of the chute in 95, 3-0. 2 more touchdowns from the Young-Rice combination in a 28-3 victory as NFL action continues on NBC.